Hi, I'm Richard from Exercise for Health, the channel where you get tips and advice on exercises to help manage your health conditions. Please be sure to click the subscribe button below and the bell icon to be notified of when I upload a new video. So today we're going to be doing a home exercise video for you to follow along to. Just make sure it's safe and appropriate for you to do so based on your health conditions. In terms of what you need for today, you just need a bit of space for you to exercise in. You are going to need a step, so as one of the exercises we're going to do is do some step ups, so a step would be ideal. You'll need a chair, ideally a dining room chair because that's generally a little bit higher, but I'm going to be demonstrating on one of my chairs in my living room, just so I put a couple of cushions on it to make it a little bit higher for the sit to stand. We also need a bit of wall space or a door for you to be able to do your press ups against, and then you'll also need a little bit of resistance, so either like I've got a couple of bottles of water here, or likewise it could be a couple of tins of beans, or you might even have your own dumbbells for you to use at home. So that's what you're going to need, so if you get all that ready, and then we'll get started. Right, so let's get started with the warm-up. Make sure first of all you've got a little bit of space around you so you're not going to bump into anything while we're doing this, but this is actually performed on the spot. So let's get marching on the spot first. So let's get the feet moving, just don't have to bring the knees up too high, but just get the arms swinging a little bit, and hopefully this will start getting your heart rate going, so you start to get a little bit breathless after you've done this for a few seconds. Okay, while we keep the feet moving, we'll get the shoulders moving a bit as well, so keep the feet marching, and we're going to do some shoulder shrugs. So from there I want you to lift the shoulders up towards your ears, squeeze the shoulder blades back together, and then let the shoulders drop back down. So follow with me, lift the shoulders up, squeeze them back, and then drop them back down. And again, lift them up, squeeze them back, drop them back down. Try and keep the feet moving if you can. Good, one more time, lift up, squeeze back, and drop, and then just back into normal walk again. Good, hopefully you're starting to feel it now, like I am. Okay, next one, we're just going to bring the knees up a little bit higher, so I want to make it a bit more of a march now. So swing the arms a little bit more up to the front and behind you, and bring the knees up just a little bit higher if you can. Again, just be careful that you're still on the same spot, that you're not moving around anywhere. Don't want you marching off outside your space. Good, and then let's bring it down to a normal march again. Brilliant, right, let's bring the feet down to a standstill. If you take the feet out just a little bit wider, place the hands on the side of the legs, we're going to do some side bends from there, so just gently lean the body from left to right, just going as far as you feel comfortable, sliding your hand down the side of your leg, make sure you slide your hand down the side of your leg, not someone else's. Just one more time each side. Good, and then come back up to the middle, bring the feet back in, and we'll go back into a march again. Excellent, everyone feeling good? Right. Okay, next one, we're going to bring the feet down to a standstill again, take them out a little bit wider like we did on the last one, but this time bring the hands in front of the chest, and I want you to rotate. So we're going to twist the shoulders to face one way, come back through the centre and twist to turn the body to face the other way. So just gently twisting from left to right in your own time. Make sure your head goes with you, but your hips are still facing forwards all the time as you twist. So nice and gently. Do one more time each side. Good, and then we'll come back to the middle, bring the feet back in, and let's go back into a march again. Right then, we're going to now change it. We're going to get the arms and legs moving together. So what I want you to do with your feet is I want you to do a heel dig with your feet. So alternate left and right, and at the same time as you do your heel dig, I want you to do a bicep curl action on the arms. So you can choose the pace that you go, whether you want to go faster or slower, that's up to you. But heel dig at the same time to bring the fists up to the shoulders, keeping the elbows tucked in. Excellent. Good, right, the next one's going to be a toe tap now out to the side. And as we do the toe tap to the side, we're going to raise the arms up to the side. Okay, if you've got any shoulder problems, you don't have to bring the arms up too high, so we can go a little bit lower with the arms. But if you're able to bring the arms up to shoulder height, then bring them up to shoulder height. So toe tap to the side, arm raise up to the side. Good, and then bring it back to a march again. Fantastic, right, hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer. So now we're ready to start the exercises. Okay, so we're going to start our first exercise in the main part of the workout, and the first one we're going to do is a wall press up. So this is where you need your wall space or a door, something for you to place your hands against. your feet are going to be about arm's distance away from the wall. Feet are going to be a shoulder width wide on the floor, and then from there your hands are going to be a shoulder width wide as well. So you're going to place your hands about shoulder height. If you want to, you go slightly lower. So that's going to be your hand position on the wall. I'm going to try and keep my body in a straight line through ankle, knee, hip and shoulder. So trying to keep that straight as my body goes in and out towards the wall. And I'm also going to let my elbows keep them in nice and low as I let my body go towards the wall before I push myself back out until I get to arm's length. So we're going to do 10 of these. So if you want to set yourself up and do it with me. So hands in position, ready? So we're going to start our first one. Going in slowly towards the wall or the door, push yourself back out until your arms are straight. That's 1. We're going to do 10 of these. So make sure that the elbows stay in. That's 2. Nice and tight, close to the body as you go in and out. 3. The slower the better on these, because you really start to feel those muscles work on the back of the arms and onto the shoulders. That's 5, so we're halfway through. We're going to do another 5. So you should be feeling that in the arms now, particularly on the back of the arms. That's 7. I'm going to do 3 more. Make sure you keep breathing with the movement as well, so you're not holding your breath. Last 2, and then 1 more. Well done. And then just let your arms out a little bit of shake. We'll go on to exercise number 2. Okay, so exercise number 2 is going to be a sit to stand. I'm sure most of you have done this in a class before. If you want to make your chair any higher, just use a couple of cushions so that it just gives you a gauge as an idea when you're sitting down into the motion. So for this one, you want your feet to be about a shoulder width wide, and then when you're in that seated position, basically as you come up, I want you to lean the body forwards and make sure you feel the weight go through your feet, and then drive your hips up and forwards to get yourself to stand in. In terms of your hand position, put them wherever you feel more comfortable as you're doing the motion. But we're going to try and aim to do a minute of this, so it's going to be a timed one rather than a number of repetitions like we did on the last one. So we're going to do 1 minute, so get yourself ready, set yourself up on your chair, ready, off we go. So going down, so you feel you're on the chair. As soon as you feel your bottom on the chair, lean forwards and then come straight back up. If you find this a little bit in the knees, some people, if you've got bad knees, osteoarthritis, or you've had a knee replacement, just make sure that you're sticking your bottom back as much as you can. So you should feel your body weight come back through the heels of the feet rather than the knees going too far forwards past the toes. So try and keep the head and the chest up as well, so this will help you with your posture as you're going up and down. You'll start to feel this in the legs. So we are doing a minute, which is quite a long time to be able to continuously do sit to stand. So if at any point you feel you need to rest, that's absolutely fine. You can just stop for a second. Probably better to stop in a seated position rather than a standing position. Let's keep it going. We've got last 10 seconds now. Last 5 seconds. I'm sure this watch isn't slow. Well done, and stop there. Good. Okay, so we're on the 3rd exercise now at the 5. Next one we're going to do is called an upright row, which is working the posture muscles up on the top of the back, the shoulders, and a little bit into the top of the arms. If you've got any shoulder problems on this one, we can change it. I'll give you an alternative for this one, which is going to be a bicep curl similar to what we did in the warm-up. So this is where you want your hand weights. So if you've got your little mini dumbbells, then use those. Or if you've got a couple of small bottles of water or a couple of baked bean tins, then use that to do the exercise. So I want you to stand with your feet about a shoulder width wide. Just bring your arms down in front of you. I'll show you the first one, which is the upright row, but I'll give you the alternative before we actually start the 10 repetitions. So the upright row is keeping that upright posture. You're going to keep your weights close to you, so your fists are close to you as you come up until they get level with the chest, with the elbows going out to the side a little bit higher. And as soon as you get your fist to your chest, straight back down to your arms are straight, and then we start the repetition again. We're going to try and keep the body still as you do the motion. So that's the first one. If you can't manage that because of your shoulders, the alternative is a bicep curl. So we're going to turn it so your thumbs are pointing forwards, elbows tucked in nice and tight, again keeping good posture, and we're going to bend the elbows, bringing the fists up to the shoulders, like I'm pointing my thumbs back towards my shoulders as I bring the weights up, and then back down to your arms are straight. So as you do that, you're keeping the elbows tucked into the waist as you lift the weights up and then lower back down. So I'll let you choose which one you want to do. We're going to do 10 of these for the arms. So get yourself ready, off we go. So lifting up and then back down. Nice, slow and steady, just like we did with a wall press up. So this is really going to work to condition the muscles on the top half of the body and into the arms. So make sure we're breathing with the motion. That's 4. Nice, slow and steady. Slower the better on these. 5. So halfway through. 5 more. 6. Keep breathing with it. Control the weight as you lift and lower. 7. So you should start to feel that now in the arms. Doing the bicep curl, want to just be on the top of the arms. Last 2. Good, and then 1 more. Well done. Okay, pop your weights down. That's exercise 3 done. Okay, so on the 4th exercise now, we're going to do some step ups. So this is where you want to get to your position where you've got your step. And because we're working the legs like we did the sit to stand, rather than just doing 10 reps, we're actually just going to do it continuously for 1 minute. Again, same as before, if you feel that you need to break at any point, that's absolutely fine within the minute if you just need to stop and have a rest. With the step ups, because we are going to be leading with one leg as you come up and down, at any point if you feel that you need to change it, leading with the left leg, leading with the right leg, it doesn't really matter as long as you're trying to keep the tempo as you go up and down. So just make sure you've got enough room around you to do this. So if you want to get yourself ready, so we'll get ready to do the first minute. Ready? Off you go. So each time that you step up onto the step, make sure you stand up nice and tall. If you've got a banister or something you can hold on to, if you're in between a door, then please feel free to use something like that, just help you with your balance as you go up and down. But each time you should be standing tall on the step before you start to make your way back off again. Again, this is another one, because we're working the legs like the sit to stand, you might feel like you're getting a little bit more breathless with this one, which is perfectly normal. That's kind of what we want. We want to start to feel a little bit puffed. So we're halfway now, so if you want to change legs and lead with the other leg, you can do it that way for the last 30 seconds. So keep breathing with it. You might feel that a little bit in the legs. Like I said, if you feel that you need a break, feel free to stop just for a few seconds and then carry on with the exercise, that's fine. So we've got last 10 seconds. Should feel your breathing rates increase now. And relax. Well done. Okay, so this is the last exercise in the main workout. It's another upper body one, so we're going to do 10 repetitions of these. I'm going to use the baked bean tins for this one as my resistance, just to give you an alternative, something a bit different. So we're going to do what's called a side raise, and there is an alternative which is a front raise, which I'll show you before we start doing the actual exercise. So you want your feet about shoulder width wide, stand yourself up tall so you're in good posture. And then from there you want a slight bend in the elbows, and with the weights on your hands you're going to lift the weights out to the side just until they get to shoulder height, and then in that position then we'll return back to the start position. So that's the side raise. Now if you're someone that's got real bad shoulder problems and you find that difficult, to take the pressure off the shoulder joint, what we can do is turn them this way, so I've got my thumbs pointing forwards, and again I'm going to lift my arms up to shoulder height, but this time to the front, and that should feel more comfortable on the shoulder joint. Yet at the same time we're still making sure we're stimulating the muscles around the shoulders. So I'll let you choose which one you want to do. If you want to get yourself ready, so we're going to do 10 reps, off we go. So raising up, just the shoulder height, and then slowly back down to your start position. Raise up, shoulder height, back down to your start position. Try and keep the rest of the body as still as you can. So this way we're working into your core muscles around your stomach and your back while we're doing the exercise. Same again, because we're doing resistance, make sure you're breathing with it. Should ideally breathe out on the way up and breathe in on the way down. That's 5, we've got halfway through. 6, nice, slow and steady. 7, that's 3. 8, 9, good, well done. Last one. 10, good, so that's your last exercise. Cool beans. Okay, so you finished the main part of the workout. Now we're going to do a little cool down and stretch. So just find your space like we did the warm up. Let's just do a little bit of marching just for about a minute or so, 30 seconds to a minute, just to cool down. This time you can slow the tempo a little bit down now. Just we want to make it nice and easy. So where your heart rate's been up and your breathing rate's been up during the main workout and doing those 5 exercises, we want to allow a little bit of time just to allow the heart rate to recover. So we just do a nice steady march. You can even start to lower the knees a little bit so you're not bringing the knees up quite so high, and a smaller movement with the arms. And let's gradually bring it down to a standstill. Good, right, so we're going to finish off with a few stretches. So the first one we're going to do is a chest stretch. I want you to place the back of your hands into the lower part of your back, like this. And then from there, you're going to squeeze the shoulder blades back together, pulling the elbows backwards so you can feel stretch on the chest and the front of the shoulders. So nice, gentle breathing while we hold that stretch. Just going to hold it for about 10 to 15 seconds, which should be enough to maintain the flexibility. And release. Good. Next one we're going to do is to stretch out the muscles across the top of the back. So this time I want you to place one hand on top of the other, and you're going to roll the shoulders forwards this time, and then push your arms forwards away from you. So you should feel stretch now up on the top of the back. Again, we'll hold that position for about 10 to 15 seconds. Nice, slow, gentle breathing while we're stretching as you hold that position. Good, and release. Excellent. So next one we're going to do is a shoulder stretch. So for this one, we're going to bring a straight arm out in front of you and bring it across your body. And then your other hand's going to go up underneath on the outside to pull that straight arm further round. So now you should feel the stretch around the side of that shoulder. Again, we'll just hold that there for about 10 to 15 seconds. Keep breathing with it. Breathing's quite important, so I'm told. And release. Let's swap over, same the other side. So straight arm across the body, other hand up underneath, and then use that to bring the arm further around. Good, and release. Right, we're going to do one more stretch for the upper body, which is a back of the arm stretch. So I want you to bend the elbow first as much as you can, bringing the hand up to the shoulder on the same side of the body, and then lift the elbow up and backwards, like you're trying to get your hand to creep down your spine. If you need to, you can use your other hand to assist it and support it, but you should feel stretch here on the back of the arm. So I'll hold that there just for about 10 to 15 seconds. And release, and let's do the same on the other side. So hand to shoulder first, and lift the elbow up and backwards until you begin to feel the stretch on the back of the arm. Good, and release. Right, we're going to do a couple of stretches now for the muscles in the legs. First one we're going to do is an inner thigh stretch. So for this one, be a little bit careful with this one, particularly if you've got a slippery floor. So just take your feet out as wide as you feel comfortable with your legs straight. Place the hands on the side of the legs, and then from there just going to lean the body to one side so you can create more of a stretch on that inner thigh, but we'll hold that position there. Just for about 10 to 15 seconds like we've done on the others. Good, and then bring it back up and we'll swap sides, so lean the body the other way, just until you feel that stretch on that inner thigh. Good, and then come back up to the middle, bring the feet back in. Right, next one we're going to do is we're going to stretch the muscles down the back of the legs. So for this one we want to put one foot just a short distance in front of the other, keeping this front leg straight at the knee. Placing the hands on the back leg, I'm going to push my bottom up in the air behind me as I take my body forwards, and that should start to create a stretch here on the back of the leg. At that point, if you can, you're going to try and lift the toes of the front foot back towards you to come up onto the heel of that front foot. Most of your body weight should be on that back foot though, but you should now feel stretch all the way down the back of that straight leg. Good, and then let's swap over. So other foot forwards, make sure that knee stays straight, hands on the opposite leg, push the bottom up in the air behind you as you take your body forwards, and then pull the toes of that front foot back towards you if you can to come up onto the heel. Most of the weight should be on that back foot. Good, and release. Right, we're going to do one more stretch. This one's for the front of the thigh. This is where you might want to hold on to something for this. So if you've got something that you can hold on to, back of your dining room chair or banister, anything like that, because we are going to go up onto one leg, because we're going to stretch out the muscle on the front of the thigh. So from there, we're going to take hold of one foot around the ankle, so the knee's being bent, and then I want you to pull that knee in towards you and also try and pull the knee backwards while you stand up straight, and you should feel stretch on the front of the thigh. If you find you can't bend your knee that much, I'll show you an alternative on the next one. So when we swap sides, if you can't bend your knee quite as much as that, just take the foot back behind you so the leg's staying pretty much straight, so you're not having to bend the knee too much, and really think about pushing your hip forwards, so that now creates a stretch down the front of the thigh. So if you can do the one pulling your heel up towards your bottom, do that one. If not, try this one. Good, and release. Right, everybody, that's the cool down and stretch done. That's your workout finished.